Hello, this is Mr. Flatness, and today we'll be estimating products. Our goal today would be to use rounding and multiplication to generate products of decimals. One strategy to use when you estimate products is to use the rules of rounding so that you can easily multiply the numbers together. Throughout the year, you'll be writing down notes in a notebook that you can use while doing your homework. You can utilize the pause feature so that you can take as much time as you need to write down all necessary notes. This slide talks about the rules of rounding and reviewing what to do when rounding numbers. First of all, you need to take a look at the digit that you would like to round. Most of the time, your book will have the number underlined. So, the number that is underlined would indicate the number to be rounded. So if we want to round a number that's underlined, we need to look to the right of it. And the digit to the right will tell us whether the number needs to be rounded up or if it needs to stay the same. So the rules are simply these. If that digit to the right is 4 or less, that digit that you are rounding will stay the same. If that digit to the right is 5 or greater, we will add 1 to the underlined digit. After that, we will change all the digits after the underlined digit to zeros. Below are two examples. The first example, we have 4.57. Notice the 5 is underlined. So I look to the digit to the right, which is a 7. That qualifies as a 5 or greater. So I will change the 5 to a 6. And then notice I changed the 7 to a 0. So 4.57 will round to 4.6. And 4.60 is the exact same thing as 4.6. So I can either leave the 0 there or I can take it off. In the second example, we have 3.34. In this one, we don't have a number that's underlined, so I'm going to underline the same place value, 3. So, in order to round 3.34 to the digit that is underlined, I'm going to look to the neighbor to the right, which is a 4. And a 4 qualifies as 4 or less. Therefore, the 3 that is underlined will stay the same. So 3.34 will round to 3.30, or keeping it 3.3 and eliminating the 0. In the next two examples, I will use rounding to round the digits so that I can create numbers that are easily multiplied together. In problem 1, we have 8.7 times 2.8. Notice there aren't any numbers that are underlined, so therefore I'm going to round each number to their leading digit, and a leading digit would be the very first digit I see. So in 8.7, the leading digit is 8. In 2.8, the leading digit is 2. So 8.7 rounded to its leading digit would round to 9, and 2.8 would round to 3. So I'm going to multiply 9 times 3, which will give me a product of 27. So 27 will be very, very close to the actual answer of 8.7 times 2.8. In the second example, I have 33.6 times 82.1. Here I'm also going to round to the leading digit so I can create numbers that are easily multiplied in my head. 33.6 will round to 30, as I'm going to round to the leading digit, and the number to the right of that, 3, will keep this digit here staying the same, so I'm going to round it down to 30. And 82.1 will round to 80, because the 2 will round down. So 30 times 80 is an extended basic fact. I know that 3 times 8 will give me 24. And the 2 zeros that are on the end, I will tack on to the end of my product. So 30 times 80 is 2,400. And 2,400 will be very close to the actual product of 33.6 times 82.1. Please also write down these examples in your notebook, because you can use them when you're doing your homework tonight. In this final example, I'm going to use the skills of estimation and rounding and apply them to a real-world problem. recipes. Anna has $20 to buy 8 pounds of tomatoes for a party. The tomatoes cost $2.89 per pound. Does she have enough money to buy them? Justify your answer. This is a very good problem to use estimation, because this is something that could happen to you at a supermarket where you may not even have a calculator, and you need to know if the money that you have, it will be enough. So I'm going to first take a look at the important information. I know that Anna only has 20 bucks. I know that she wants to buy 8 pounds, and I know that each pound is going to cost $2.89. So using estimation, I'm going to underestimate and overestimate the $2.89. So I'm going to start by making $2.89 $2 per pound times the 8 pounds that I would like to buy. And I know that 2 times 8 would give me $16 total if I bought 8 pounds at $2 a piece, or $2 a pound. Then I'm going to round up $2.89. I'm going to make that $3 per pound times the 8 pounds that I would like. And I know that 8 times $3 would be $24. So if the actual cost was $2 a pound, I would be paying $16. If the actual cost was $3 per pound, I would have to pay $24. Now, looking to answer my question, does Anna have enough money to buy them? Well, the first thing I'm going to look at is the under $2 and the over $3, and then looking at the actual $2.89. Well, what I know about that is this, that looking at $2.89, if I were to look at a scale, $2 and $3, I know that $2.89 would be well over halfway to $3. It's very, very close to $3. The other thing I know is that when I look at the distance between $16 and $24, I know that exactly halfway the money she has is $20. Well, because I know that exactly halfway is $20, and I know that $2.89 is well over half, then I know then that the money that I would need to buy 8 pounds at $2.89 is well over the $20 I have. Therefore, I would say that Anna does not have enough money. Finally, you'll notice that I used rounding twice. I rounded $2.89 so that it would be on a low end of $2 and on a high end of $3. I used basic facts and multiplied to get products. And then I also used some common sense about just looking at distances between my estimated answers of $2 and $3, and then the estimated products of $16 and $24, so that I could justify to know that my answer that I came up with is accurate.